Growing up in a big city has its own kind of charm. The hustle and bustle, the constant movement, the diversity of people and places, all of it created a sense of endless possibility. But for someone like me, it often felt overwhelming. My name is Bryan, and I'm the middle child in a family of 3. My parents were always busy, juggling their demanding jobs and managing our household. My older brother, Tom, was a natural-born leader, always at the top of his class and involved in numerous extracurricular activities. My younger brother, Jake, was a prodigy on the soccer field, his talent earning him the nickname Wonder Kid among his peers. Everyone had something they were passionate about, something that made them stand out. Everyone except me. I always felt like the odd one out. I wasn't as academically inclined as Tom, nor did I have the athletic prowess of Jake. I spent most of my time reading books and dreaming of a world beyond our big city. My classmates were absorbed in their activities and social lives, leaving little room for someone like me. It wasn't that I didn't want to fit in. I just couldn't find anything that resonated with me. The more I searched for something to call my own, the more I felt like I was drifting in a sea of anonymity. One day, while I was wandering around the city, I stumbled upon an old, dusty bookstore tucked away in a quiet alley. It was the kind of place that seemed frozen in time, with wooden shelves stacked high with forgotten treasures. I pushed open the creaky door, and the smell of aged paper and leather enveloped me. The owner, a kind old man named Mr. Thompson, greeted me with a warm smile. He had a way of making you feel like you belonged, and for the first time in a long while, I felt a spark of curiosity. As I browsed through the shelves, I found a book about chess. It was an old, worn-out copy with faded illustrations and yellowed pages. I had heard of chess before, but it was always something that seemed too complicated, too distant from my reality. But something about that book intrigued me. I decided to buy it, using the few dollars I had saved from my allowance. Mr. Thompson gave me a knowing look as he handed me the book. "A wise choice," he said. "Chess can teach you a lot about life." I took the book home and started reading it that night. The more I read, the more fascinated I became. Chess wasn't just a game. It was a world of strategy, logic, and creativity. It was a battle of minds, where each move could determine the fate of the game. I was hooked. I spent hours studying the rules, the different pieces, and the famous games played by grandmasters. The more I learned, the more I wanted to play. But there was a problem. I didn't know anyone who played chess. In a city full of endless opportunities, chess seemed like an obscure interest. Sports, academics, arts, these were the common pursuits. Chess was seen as something for the intellectually elite, a game for people in exclusive clubs. I felt a pang of disappointment, realizing that my newfound passion might be just another dream that couldn't take root. But then, an idea began to form in my mind. What if I could change that? What if I could bring chess to my school, to my community? I didn't know where to start, but I knew I had to try. I began by talking to my parents about my interest in chess. They were surprised but supportive. My dad even mentioned that he used to play chess in college. He offered to teach me the basics and play with me whenever he had time. It was a small step, but it was a start. I practiced with my dad every evening, and as I got better, I started to dream bigger. I wanted to share this passion with others, to create a space where people could learn and play chess together. One evening, as I was lying in bed, I remembered something I had read about the power of manifestation. The idea that you could bring your dreams to life by believing in them and taking action. It sounded like magic, but I was willing to try anything. I closed my eyes and visualized a chess school in our city. I imagined a bright, welcoming space filled with people of all ages learning and playing chess. I saw myself teaching kids and organizing tournaments. I felt the excitement and joy of sharing my passion with others. The next morning, I woke up with a renewed sense of purpose. I knew that manifestation alone wouldn't be enough. I had to take concrete steps to make my dream a reality. I started by talking to Mr. Thompson at the bookstore. He had become a sort of mentor to me, always encouraging my love for learning. I told him about my idea, and he listened patiently, nodding thoughtfully. When I finished, he smiled and said, "I think it's a wonderful idea, Bryan, and I believe you can do it. Why don't we start by setting up a small chess club here in the bookstore?" I was ecstatic. It was a perfect starting point. Mr. Thompson helped me put up flyers around the neighborhood, inviting people to join our chess club. I was nervous, unsure if anyone would show up, but to my surprise, a handful of people came to our first meeting. There were a few kids from my school, an elderly couple who used to play chess in their younger days, and even a few adults curious to learn the game. We gathered in a cozy corner of the bookstore, and I shared what I had learned about chess. We played a few games, and I could see the excitement in their eyes. Week by week, our little chess club grew. More people joined, and the bookstore became a hub of activity every Saturday afternoon. I loved teaching the kids, seeing their faces light up when they made a good move or won a game. The elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, became regulars, sharing their own chess stories and strategies. It was amazing to see how a simple game could bring people together, bridging generations and creating new friendships. But I didn't stop there. I wanted to take our chess club to the next level. I started researching ways to start a chess school, looking for grants and support from the community. I wrote letters to local businesses, explaining my vision and asking for their help. Some responded with donations, while others offered to spread the word. The local school agreed to let us use their gym for larger gatherings and tournaments. Slowly but surely, my dream was taking shape. One day, as I was organizing our first chess tournament, I received a letter from a well-known chess grandmaster, Alexei Petrov. He had heard about our club through a mutual friend and was impressed by our efforts. He offered to visit our city and give a workshop on chess. I couldn't believe it. Having a grandmaster visit our humble club was beyond my wildest dreams. I immediately wrote back, expressing my gratitude and excitement. The day of the workshop arrived, and the gym was packed with people. Alexei Petrov was everything I had imagined and more. He was kind, patient, and incredibly knowledgeable. He shared his journey with us, talking about the challenges and triumphs of his chess career. He played simultaneous games with several of us, offering tips and encouragement. It was an unforgettable experience, and it gave our club a huge boost in visibility and membership. As the years passed, our chess school became a fixture in the community. We offered classes for all ages, organized tournaments, and even had a few students compete at the state level. My own skills improved dramatically, and I started participating in regional competitions. It was a lot of hard work, but seeing the joy and excitement on people's faces made it all worthwhile. Looking back, it's amazing to see how far we've come. From that dusty bookstore and a single book about chess, we built something incredible. My journey taught me the power of belief, determination, and community. It showed me that even in the smallest of towns, dreams can take root and flourish. And most importantly, it gave me a sense of purpose and belonging that I had been searching for all my life. My family, who once saw me as the quiet, bookish middle child, now saw me as someone who had brought something special to our city. They were proud of me, and that meant the world. My brothers, who used to tease me about not being into sports, now asked me for chess tips and played with me whenever they were home. The power of manifestation, combined with hard work and the support of a community, had transformed my life. I discovered that passion can come from the most unexpected places and that it's never too late to find your calling. As I stood in our bustling chess school, surrounded by the laughter and chatter of students and players, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. This was my home, my dream, and my legacy, and it all started with a simple wish and the courage to pursue it.